Good day. This presentation is for students of Managed Business Data within the civil engineering environment. The the subject today is motivation, and this is for management, but really for projects or management in change and new environments. And therefore, this will also cover innovation and learning organizations. Change. Before we could think about current practices, in the past, industry practices were very repetitive, and that was facilitated or enhanced by the presence of trade barriers. And there was no competition, little or no competition. And customers were quite satisfied with what they get, and they didn't expect any changes in their services and goods supplied. However, times have changed. The link given here in your PowerPoint presentation, you can have a look at it. At the moment, I'll show that just without the sound, and place now. This is what Kmart, GM, these companies came into being, and they were powerful in the 80s. They too have gone now. I mean, these companies also got gobbled up or have been hit by the global financial crisis. And as a result, Qantas has gone, or is really relatively gone. Holden is gone from Australia. Nokia has gone from Sweden to Microsoft in US. And Sony, of course, had been having losses for the last 4 years running and will continue to have losses if not it doesn't go broke before that. And that's partly because of competition. Communication is widespread. People are traveling a lot and they learn. And then, of course, the flight of capital is also very frequent and widespread. At this point, I would like you to look at this video, which is again in your PowerPoint. Have a look at it and you'll get some information about it. Change is inevitable. Change has been going on. It's continuing to happen in the fast pace. It's accelerating. It's taking out the weak and the ones that are not changing, but it's enhancing the innovators such as the Pixar, the Apple, who are involved in continual learning. They continually adapt and they bring in new products all the time. Apple is one of those forerunners. How do these managers of these new organizations, how do they engage employees to be learners and innovators? How do they continue to maintain their employees? How do they continue to sustain these continued learning processes? That's what all of us have to learn, and that's what you have to learn as a potential manager in Australia. Adults learn in a number of different ways. Some of them are text-based, and some of them learn visually, kinesthetically, oral, listening, and fair amount of social interaction also builds up their knowledge, and they depend on past knowledge to build further knowledge. So it's important that any planners should be aware of these learning styles and developing learning programs. In doing this, the challenges the organization would have is to provide the appropriate learning environment, encourage and motivate people to learn and continue to learn, recruit the necessary staff for both learning and facilitation, then retain these staff on the long term because it's a large investment, and then have continued development for the rest of its period and challenges. Now, one of the things that you will come across when organization becomes a learning organization or innovation, mistakes will happen. And mistakes have to be accepted, not just accepted as a necessary part of the learning, but as a part of any organizational change. Now, Google Google X is a separate arm which is involved in high-level creativity. This is the part of video that I showed, the link I showed you earlier. They reward people for failing, he says. If not, they won't take risks and make breakthroughs. And that's the key part here. If you don't reward failure, people will hang on to doomed idea for fear of the consequences. That wastes time and saps an organization's spirit. Finding new transformational ideas is like sending out a team of scouts to explore uncharted terrain for new mountains to climb, and that is fraught with mistakes. And that's an important part all of us should realize, all motivators should realize. So take a look at this video. This video is again in your PowerPoint presentation given to you. So to motivate, encourage mistakes. All of us, without exception, learn by trial and error. Mistakes is that error part. Like Google, reward them, encourage innovation, and provide positive feedback of successes and new ideas and things that will add to the learning experience. Provide a social environment for learning. They're very powerful but very difficult to sustain. When social interaction do take place, there will be conflicts, and that is one of the issues associated with social interactions. The company that you look at are Pixar and Google, and I provide a video for these, the links for the videos in the PowerPoint. Take a look at them and how they operate within their organization. Now, I have got another video link that I've given you. Take a look at that. There, Apple is being interviewed, and he talks about how the company, Apple, works as a team, and teamwork is a very powerful tool, and it motivates for learning. But in the process, you've got to keep objectives very clear, not just for learning, even in the environmental operations and project work. Keep your objectives clear in your own head and communicate the objectives continually to all participants. Facilitate with honesty and transparency. Give time and be patient with all participants as different participants learn and come up with ideas and work cooperatively at different rates. Provide feedback promptly and positively. Conflicts will happen, resolve them, and resolve them constructively, and then just move on. Now, there's a video I have given, a link for which I have given you in your presentation, the PowerPoint presentation. Use that, take a look at it, and then answer the formative assessment and close for you. Thank you very much.